Hey, it's Manson.
What's up, Manson? It's Craig. How are you doing?
DJ Craig. I'm doing good, man.
Thanks for calling in, man. We talked a long time ago, man. I think it was back in like 2001, and haven't talked to you since then. So appreciate you calling in, man.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
So listen, man, we're really excited because we haven't seen Marylin Manson in Connecticut in a hell of a long time, man. So October 20th is the big day. The Twins of Evil tour coming to Connecticut with Zombie. And,
you have the word cut in the name. That's already strong.
What's that?
You have the word cut in the name of your place, so that's already strong, Connecticut.
That's right. There's going to be blood all over the place, I'm assuming, right?
Well, it depends on what girls are menstruating, but sure.
This tour, man, it kicks off September 28th, man. It takes you all the way till the end of December, and I know you don't want to give away too much about this tour, but give us a little bit of info on what people can expect coming to see two very scary dudes rolling into Connecticut.
As far as my show goes, I'm bringing the heat and bringing back the things that I love most about touring.
Yeah.
And I'm not making a retro sort of show where I'm doing things I've done in the past so much as I'm doing things like I have done them in the past, and focused heavily on the new album's combination of Antichrist Superstar and Mechanical Animals in Hollywood.
Yep.
And how the new album sort of has an amalgamation of those in it. So I'll play a couple of new songs.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other songs are going to be ones that people who are fans of the band from the past and have never got to see us play those songs live will get to see that. If I have to describe my show at all, I would say I'm very influenced by books and films, but in particular, I think Blade Runner and Apocalypse Now, I think, come into play for some reason. And so that would involve guns and neon. and rain and smoke. Now, there will be no rain, and unless this is on Indian land, as I do enough because I do have a mohawk and I am part Indian.
Really?
Way back in there. If I do enough dancing around, because I just got to perform with the Doors, so a little of the gym shamanism came inside of me there.
Yeah,
so, man. Maybe I'll make it rain. That was thought, though. I don't really want it to rain in the show.
This is on Indian land.
I'm going to make it rain, though. I'm going to make it rain. Girls, bring tissues. You will need them either for crying or for your panties.
Awesome, man. This show is going to be on Indian land, man. It's at Mohegan Sun Casino.
Well, that's cool and interesting as long as they approve of it. I watched that The Killing, and they didn't seem to approve of things too much. If you watched that show.
What was it like performing with the Doors? That just happened.
Oh no, it was just that there was The Killing. It was a show. There was a murder that took place on a casino, Indian land type situation. Not relevant to this. You don't need to put that in the interview. Right. No one's gonna die on my watch.
Gotcha.
Every day I wake up, I have to pick. Do I put a microphone, a shotgun, or a bottle of liquor? Maybe sometimes even a marijuana pipe in front of my mouth. And then after I pick one, I have to decide what to do with the other three. So that's my given day. But people are worried. Does that mean he's going to shoot himself? Absolutely not.
No.
I just like to put a shotgun in front of my mouth because it's interesting to look at. And that would kill. There's too many people that I'd rather kill than myself. So no killing of myself.
Do you have a death list?
I don't even own a shotgun.
No.
They don't seem like they're very effective. It just kind of sprays everywhere.
Do you go shooting? Is that part of your hobbies?
Well, if people watch my slow motion video,
yeah,
which is the new single,
yeah,
it may allude to that. The answer to that question. The very end of it. If you watch that, I think.
Because if you want to go shooting when you come up, we got something going on with a very cool local shooting range, man. They'll let you fire every gun in the entire place.
That I would like to do.
All right.
I don't go hunting.
No, I'm just talking about range shooting. Just
I
range
don't
shooting.
hunt animals. Yeah, oh sure, right.
Yeah, we'll set it up.
I will like that. Yes. My dad taught me to be a sniper of sorts when I was about 5 years old. So.
Yeah, I read something about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Let's talk about the new disc, man. Born Villain, the apartment. Are you still in that apartment?
Yeah, it's like a studio. It used to be a dance studio, I think. Billy Zane used to live here. That's where I first found this place 15 years ago, and then sort of like the TV show Lost, it drew me back. It's like the island or something.
Yeah.
And it's very stark, black and white.
Yeah.
Very Patrick Bateman, I suppose, American Psycho. Works out for me because I am very Patrick Bateman, American Psycho-ish when it comes to the way I deal with my emotions and my pretending to be human. And that's what the record has, a lot of those on it.
Yeah. Yeah, one quote that I pulled out of there, man, it said, "I didn't bring in any art, so I'd be forced to make it." That's pretty cool,
Yeah.
man. So you just went in there with like a blank canvas and created the new disc, Born Villain.
Yeah, I mean, I took all the, I packed up my house that I used to live in, which I 100% admittedly, I'm well aware that I lost my shit there, and it was a matter of me knowing that as a person and as an artist, I had to make a comeback. So that means you have to admit that you're not what you were supposed to be, and I didn't want to be what I used to be. And I didn't want to be what I was at the time that I moved into this place. I wanted to be the person that I'm supposed to be, which is what I'm now. And, I'm not going to be satisfied with mediocrity or, this just getting by or
right.
this kind of going through the motions, or being blind to the fact that I'm not as good as I should be. And so I put everything that I own except for books, movies, my paints, and my guitars and microphone stuff and my cameras. And no furniture, really, just a couch and a bed, the essentials for sex and to watch movies,
right.
Either way, or making them while you're doing them. Who knows? I have the lighting in my place is just all movie lights, because I use them for taking pictures and things like that.
Sure.
It's the same thing. And I think it was a matter of, I like to look at, when I made this record, like an apocalyptic sort of zombie movie, in the sense that if I were locked in this place and all I had were these tools, this is what I had to deal with. I had nothing else. It's almost like if you have a pen, a pencil or a pen and a piece of paper, and that's all you got to figure out what to do with that. You can give yourself paper cuts, you can write a song, you can write a suicide note, you can wipe your ass with it. You can eat it. Use a pencil. All these different things. And plus you got to think, the pencil. It's going to run out eventually. So I got to figure out how to use this wisely. That sort of metaphor was in my head when I wanted to make this record.
Yeah.
So it was all about instinct and gut feeling, and I just went with the things that I like and I know that I'm good at doing, and a lot of the record came quick. It wasn't that it was recorded quickly, because there was a lot of delicate care put into it, because I really liked painting. It's like sometimes when I paint a picture, I'll do it very quickly, and then I'll go in and I'll fill in all these tiny details and little things that maybe I only notice, or maybe someone will notice later. Maybe it just is part of the whole mosaic of the whole spectrum of it. And the main thing was that I wanted to do something that was just instinctual. Like when you see a peacock or something in nature, it doesn't sit around and think, hey, how do my feathers look? Or, do people know that these feathers belong to me? Or did they see my feathers yesterday?
Right.
They're these peacocks. So you got to pick where you want to be in life and stick to it and do it great. And, there's, just like anybody else in any life, of any job or anything that they do, sometimes you question who you are and why you're doing it, and you can get lost, and sometimes you don't get found again. And this was I'll remember making this record most of all of them, because it's I had an enjoyable time, because I let people in the room when I was singing vocals a lot of times, and I'm wearing headphones and they're not. So it's like reading a book report in front of class with your pants down in a way. So it could be embarrassing, but it made me really perform in the same way that I would live. And normally I'd done the studio and I just isolate myself with all my books and my dark thoughts and brooding around, whatever people imagine I do in an isolation booth.
Yeah.
This was more, it almost had an element where I wasn't improvising, but I did not have my words in front of me. I had them memorized, and because I would write them, maybe sometimes an hour or sometimes a week before or sometimes at the moment, but not in a way that it should be that this record was just tossed together like a jam.
Right.
But it was a matter of like learning how to sing and play guitar at the same time. Like a song like Pistol Whip that I wrote and I'm playing guitar, and it does have a floppy nastiness to it that I think just comes across as the people that I would play it for someone and they would say that, oh, I like it, it sounds punk rock or raunchy, and that I think that's probably because most punk rock and raunchy things are because people didn't sit around practice just noodling about and trying to figure out, how it can sound the best as much as the feeling coming across. Playing with the dick and not with the mind.
Very cool, man. And you brought up the whole peacock before, and I actually was looking at some of your photos, and I saw you brought in a peacock while you were doing some of your photography, in addition to a woman bent over a gramophone speaker and some very intense nipple close-ups, too.
The human gramophone, yeah. I actually have become more of a photographer than I used to be. I started taking pictures. Probably like why most guys do, so they can get girls naked. But I think that's really why the camera was invented for the most part. But I would take a picture when I wanted to paint something. But I always like to light my own photos when I'm doing them, and whether it be a video or something like that. I got to do what I wanted and leave it the way I wanted when I did the slow motion video. So people should check that out and see how they enjoy that or not enjoy it. But I think that it's got the spirit that I think represents me the best.
I read in this interview, man, that you said that you felt like you lost your spark over the past couple albums. So what did you do to reclaim that? What did you have to physically go through to get that back?
Well, it was a matter of I lived alone for the first time since pretty much ever. Yeah. I lived with my parents like everyone does, unless they're a runaway, and then I went on tour, living with Twiggy for the most part, and then I got into 3 long-term relationships where I lived with someone else, and I decided to not in no way isolate myself. In fact, I think I became a lot more social and made a lot of new friends that were other types of artists, directors, or actors, and got to reunite. I hadn't seen Johnny Depp in such a long time, but we've been friends for quite some time. Yep. I was an extra on 21 Jump Street when I was 19, by the way.
No kidding.
You won't see me unless you're running in super slow motion. It's like one frame.
Yeah.
But I do have a solid mullet, really strong.
Very cool.
Powerful, but light brown looking. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say that.
Sexy.
So, I got to, when you put yourself in a position where you're alone, then you can make choices differently. You can say, okay, this is, of course I still had all my friends, but I just mean when you're by yourself, because people, and maybe I even thought myself that I needed to be with somebody to feel safe or whatever it is. Everyone goes through this in relationships and in life.
Yeah.
I was able to make my choices more clear. I was able to decide, this is who I want to be here. This is who I want to talk to. This is what I want to do today. And then when I decided if I wanted to be with somebody, if I wanted someone to live with me, I was making it not based on what I think in the past a lot of us would agree, when you think about it, a lot of times you get in relationships or you get married and things like that for the wrong reason, for security or fear or shotguns or pregnancies or, I don't know. Not me, I just mean in general.
Right.
Because I'm rom-coms, and I learned that new word, rom-com. That stands for romantic comedy, does it?
Oh, wow. I
don't
didn't know
think
that.
there's anything comedic about romance.
We all learned something today.
I am a very romantic person in the sense of, like, the romance of anything, violence, of sex, of relationships. I put passion into what I do.
Right.
And I would be probably the most dangerous, most artistic serial killer that could ever exist if I were to do that. There's a fine line between artists and killers, and I mean, mentally, it's a borderline personality. A lot of people that are thought to be, really creative people sometimes can't handle it, and you implode and you take it out on others, or you take it out on yourself. And I feel good to be alive and to enjoy what I'm doing right now. Sometimes you have to realize that you're living the dream, to stop forgetting that it's not. You're like waiting for it to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So I got nothing to complain about except everything that I complain about every day.
Very cool, man. Well, thank you very much for your time. Once again, October 20th, it's the Twins of Evil tour coming into Mohegan Sun Arena with Marylin Manson and Rob Zombie. And, of course, the new disc out in stores right now. It's called Born Villain. It's sick. Make sure you go pick it up. Marylin Manson, thank you very much for checking in with us tonight, dude.